Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Last Bachelor. Do some women assume most single men are always on the prowl, relentlessly searching for their next thrill? I'm really starting to think this is so. All these single people assumptions are getting out of hand. A person can be single and have casual sex with someone that's on the same page as them, a no strings attached situation. It's time to be realistic. Just because a person is sexually active and not in a committed relationship doesn't necessarily make that person dangerous or even gross. It simply means they rather have freedom instead of emotional ties. Some adults are good at separating their emotions from sex. It's really nothing to them. But for others, it's very difficult. I remember being told many times I look and talk like a player. I must admit, it did go to my head at first. But then later in life, I realized I was being judged superficially. And it really did make me feel some type of way, especially if I liked the girl. And quickly I learned I was gonna always be judged by my appearance and approach. So I had to try my best and not let that get to me, and just let my character speak. Choosing to be single after a couple failed relationships was my first sign that I had control of my insignificant urges and bad habits. It really felt like a rehab in a way. I was the type to move to the next relationship within days or even weeks, never giving me time to reevaluate my situation, learn about myself before I joined into another relationship until I became a certain age. You really do see things clearly when you give yourself that time alone. I say that to say this. Single doesn't mean desperate. Single doesn't mean you're celibate. Single doesn't mean you're bitter or unwanted. Sometimes being single is simply a choice. And this quote that I picked this time around for this episode comes from Mandy Hale. She says, "Single is no longer a lack of options, but a choice. A choice to refuse to let your life be defined by your relationship status, but to live every day happily and let your ever after work itself out." Thank you very much for listening once again to The Last Bachelor. I will continue to bring you nothing but my honesty and what we can use to unlearn and reprogram this thing called masculinity. Before I go, this is day, I will say, no, I'm not going to say it in days. This is actually the third week of New York City's quarantine. And I hope everyone is really doing the best with their time. This can really be very stressful at this moment. None of us are used to being 24/7 lockdown, even if we are with the people that we most love. This is something new for all of us. So whatever helps you keep calm and stay patient, please practice that. We need to practice that. Some of you are with children in the house, and follow these guidelines. Follow the rules that are set. We can't stress this enough. So let's continue to wash those hands. Do not touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Let's continue to stay social distancing, 6 feet away from each other. Let's continue to wear those face masks that protect ourselves and protect others. If you're not wearing one, coughing and sneezing into your elbow. And if you're feeling sick, stay home. Make that call to a hospital, a healthcare provider, give them your information and symptoms, and follow protocol. We're all in this together. If you're in New York City, text COVID to 692-692. They'll give you all the information you need and stay up to date with what's happening in real time, and tips, and where you could get help, assistance, and even food. Thank you very much. To the next episode.